I'm Michael Harvey, the Information and Privacy Commissioner for British Columbia. I want to share with you some highlights from our 2025-26 Annual Report and Service Plan. The report details an unprecedented surge in the number of files coming before the OIPC, including the number of people filing privacy complaints and requesting reviews of access to information decisions. For example, privacy complaints nearly doubled, with an increase from 456 complaints to a record 904. Access complaints, which can be made when there are concerns about how a public body or organization processed an access request, were up by 75%. Requests for review, which involve files where access to information applicants challenge a public body's access to information decisions, were up by 47%. And cases where applicants alleged public bodies fail to respond to access requests within legislated timelines, known as deemed refusals, increased by 56%. In total, the number of complaints and requests for review handled by my office last year, over 3,300 of them, was up just over 66% year to year. This has been a tremendous amount of work for the office. We will continue to focus in the year to come on how to respond to people at our high level of quality service and in a timely manner. But we need to address why this is occurring. I'm pleased that people are coming to us when they feel that their rights to privacy and transparency may be infringed, but we need to go upstream and prevent both real and perceived rights infringement before it happens. For this reason, the report makes an urgent case for legislative reform. It tells a story of technology and trust, an untenable disparity between the potential of modern technologies to harvest and exploit people's personal information and the strength of protections for people's rights embedded in laws designed for another era. If we don't address that gap with legislative change now, trust between people and the organizations and institutions that serve them will continue to erode. The increased use of artificial intelligence tools, such as large language models, is both impacting people's rights and also what they do when they believe those rights are violated. We've determined that the significant increase in files coming before our office is fueled in part by the use of AI tools. These tools have the potential to make services by offices such as ours more accessible. However, they add a layer of complexity due to both the volume of submissions and AI-generated hallucinations and errors, which require careful review. We will continue to review our own processes and work with the public bodies, and organizations to make sure that we are able to effectively enforce our mandate to protect the privacy and access rights of people in this province. This is also the first annual report since the release of the OIPC strategic plan and reflects the 3 strategic priorities set out in that report: trust and transparency, trusted innovation, and rights equity. This annual report reflects the OIPC efforts to advance these priorities. The service plan, included with the report, details the OIPC's progress towards each of the goals driving these priorities. This report also highlights the many investigation reports we issued last year. The office's audit into the University of British Columbia's freedom of information processes, and 3 reports that delved into critical areas where trust and technology intersect in the information age: children's privacy and safety online in the OIPC's joint investigation into TikTok with federal and provincial commissioners, rising levels of surveillance in the investigation into the City of Richmond's use of cameras at intersections, and the protection of health information, especially in times of crisis, in the investigation into snooping following the tragedy at the Lapu Lapu Day Festival in Vancouver. These are modern challenges that require modernized laws with effective tools to deal with them. We can no longer rely on legislation written for another era. The number of files coming into our office and the increasing complexity and scope of the issues before our office are testament to that. So how do we rebuild trust? No one person or even sector can do it alone. We do it by repairing what's broken, by public bodies meeting their transparency obligations, by organizations making privacy by design the default, and by government reforming our laws to make the latter mandatory. In the age of artificial intelligence, we cannot afford to rely on laws written for a different era. We need a comprehensive reform of our privacy laws that address today's challenges and today's trust crisis. To do that in a way that reflects our values as British Columbians and Canadians, we need to talk to each other about these issues. That conversation needs to start now. I encourage you to read the full report by visiting our website at oipc.bc.ca.